Oh no, not another thing about learning intentions. So what do we want? May I be so bold as to suggest what we want? I think that we want highly skilled staff creating learning that is motivating and meaningful, and effective use of assessment to maximize student achievement and feelings of success. So how do we get there? Let's start by focusing on this. We create situations where we know very specifically what it is we want students to learn. Simple. Don't plan activities, plan what they'll learn. So this question, what do I want students to learn? Well, this sounds like a ridiculous question. We're teachers. We know what we're teaching, right? But do we? Always? I have to admit I've been guilty in the past of getting students to do stuff without focusing on learning stuff. To put it another way, I'm so used to getting students to write short stories, for example, that's what I often get them to do. Yeah, I talk about characters and plot and setting, but what are they actually learning? When I take a step back, I realize that sometimes I hadn't explicitly thought about it. How can I expect my students to experience success and to gain knowledge if I'm not clear with them or myself about the specific things they should be learning? HMIE picked the school up on the wording of our learning intentions, saying they were largely task-orientated rather than learning-orientated. We could look at that as them being nitpicky, but I think it's an important distinction we should be clear about. And I know what some of you are thinking. If one more person tells me I need to be thinking about learning intentions, I'm going to go crazy. I use them all the time. I'm fine. And I've felt that way in the past, right? The problem is that sometimes in the past, we've just focused on making sure there are words after learning intention on our boards rather than making sure they are the right words. Bruce discusses mistakes with learning intentions on his blog, where he gives the example, be able to define and describe deforestation. He explains how the teacher has confused the learning, which relates to deforestation, with the evidence students need to produce to demonstrate their learning. A clearer and more useful learning intention here would be understand what deforestation is, because this is focused on learning. As John Hattie explains, the learning intention is important so the students have the same idea as their teacher about what is going on in the classroom and what they should be learning as a result of doing. When we just plan the activities first, we're kind of missing the point here, right? The activity ends up wagging the dog in this case. But if we focus on the right things, the learning intentions, and everyone knows what they're doing, we have order restored. A big thing is to not allow yourself to get turned around with all the terminology. Don't get yourself bogged down. Just take a step back and ask yourself, what specifically is it that I want students to learn? And then just write a statement, maybe using phrases like know, understand, develop your understanding of, be able to, that gives students and you a clear focus. This isn't about appeasing HMIE or ticking any boxes. This is about being clear so that students have a strong understanding of what they're trying to learn, so they can experience more success as a result. We have to remember success leads to motivation, not the other way around. So if you're still feeling a little unsure about things, I encourage you to send me an email, maybe with a learning intention in it, and then we can have a discussion about it. Now we just need to get the success criteria right.